Alright, welcome back everybody. Going to be doing the transmission fluid on my wife's car today. I've actually already changed it, but I'm going to be checking the fluid level, and all the steps are going to be the same, and if I need a top off, then you'll get to see the top side of that portion. So I'm going to start taking off parts of the part of the splash shield. So let's get to that. Alright, we're back under the car again. I have the driver's side portion of the rear splash guard and the front splash part of the splash guard taken off the car. And I backed the car back off the ramps. Little cramped area, but that way the vehicle's level, because like I said, I'm just checking the level. Because I already did it, but I had to watch my son and stuff, so I wasn't able to actually record everything because he was being talkative and everything, so, and I had him help me with a few things. But just to go over it really quick, this is the drain bolt for the transmission. It's I used a 24mm, so that's the drain bolt. And then the other thing that you want to pay attention to is this right here. It's plastic, but it's the front of the transmission, and there's a 3/8 hex on the front of this, and what this is the overflow. So as soon as the oil is coming out of this, you know you're full of oil in the transmission. So let's go ahead and check this. Like I said, I'm just double checking my wife's transmission fluid. So my preferred is a 1/4 inch ratchet with 3/8 adapter. And then as you can see, there is a little bit of fluid coming out, so I'm right at the right mark. So that's all you need to do to make sure that when you're filling it from the top, that this is the correct level. So if you don't get anything coming out and you're sitting on level ground, you probably want to add a little bit more until it starts coming out of this. So this will come out. I'm not going to do it right now, but this will come out. You just have to finagle with it, and you'll get it to come out. But since I got fluid dripping out, I'm good to go. So just push that back in. There we go. So just got to wipe up that a little bit, and that's how you make sure that you're at the correct level. So I'm going to put the splash shield and everything back on, and then I'll show you up top what you got to do to fill the transmission on the 2.4 liter hybrid. Alright, I just want to share a quick tip while I'm reassembling this before we go up top. What you want to do when you do the front splash guard, I've already got the driver's side splash guard on. When you want to put this front one on, put these 10mm bolts in first and tighten this one of these middle ones down, and that'll hold the entire splash guard up. Because you can see from my disassembly portion that if you do these little plastic screws and this one 10mm bolt last, everything kind of wants to fall down. So if you get one of these central ones, either or, it'll actually hold the entire thing up. It's stiff enough. So I'm going to finish putting these plastic screws in, and then we're going to go up top and I'll show you what we need to take apart to fill the transmission. We're up top now. I'm going to show you what to do to get to the transmission fill. So first thing, let's get the cover off. Set that off to the side. And then I already have it disconnected, but this is the PCV valve cover, so just a pair of needle nose and the hose comes right off. And then what I like to start with is the snorkel. So this comes right off. And then there's a 10mm on the throttle body. Just loosen that up. Don't let your socket get stuck. And then there's a 10mm right here. And then we're gonna have to go for the extension. And there's one right behind here. Sometimes it's good to have a magnet with you. So 2 bolts, and intake hose is off. There's just a little plug at the back of the air box. So there's the air box. There's a new fresh air filter from the other video. Set this off to the side. And now we have the intake out of the way. And then, so we're looking at the transmission. Here's the inverter right here. We're not going to be touching any of the power supply, so I haven't disconnected the battery, the hybrid battery I should say. But if you need to, it's in the trunk if you're going to be messing with any of these orange cables, because they will kill you. I believe they produce 270 volts. But anyways, so what we're doing is looking for the transmission fill. The videos I've seen, they was all up underneath here. I put a mirror down here. I could not find anything. I followed the vent for the transmission, and it looked like that piece can come off, but I'm not sure. So I didn't want to mess with it. It was plastic, and I didn't want to break it. So what we're looking for is back here, and what I used is a T40 Torx. It's a hex head, but if you look right here, right where my finger's pointing, there's like an Allen bolt. It's just all by itself. We're back. I had to cut the video really quick. But like I was saying, it's right back here. It's just a bolt by itself. It's an Allen bolt, or if you get a big enough Torx, which the T40 fits into it, just break it loose, and you'll have to find a funnel small enough to fit in that hole. I had to take my funnel and actually cut a slit into it, so that way the funnel will actually fold in a little bit to itself, so I can, when I shove it in there, and I just shoved it straight down in here, you just fill it out, or fill it up, and then make sure the car is on level ground, which mine's on ramps right now. So what you want to do is make sure that it's on level ground. Either jack up the back, or put the car neutral and just roll it back without turning it on. However you want to do that, but just make sure the car is level, so that way when you check the fluid and it comes out of that little plastic plug, it's coming out when the car is level. Alright, so let's just imagine that you've already filled it up at the top. If you do start the car to move it, after you filled the transmission, to move it to level ground, it took me 4 quarts to get it back to level. I dumped 4 quarts and I put 4 quarts back into it. Make sure you put this plug back in. I did the stupid thing of trying to move the car without this plug in, and it soaked this entire area. So don't do that. But that's all back together. So we're imagining that you filled up the fluid already. So let's put everything back together. First, the airbox. Okay, we got the little piece down there. Radiator hose. And everything's lined up. These bolts are not specific, so they can go in either hole. Let's move this little hose out of the way. This is where it's nice to have a magnet. But if you're lucky enough. So let's tighten that back up. Little hose is in the way again. Take the extension off. And then make sure we're tight there. Alright, really don't like those spring clips. Alright, take two. Alright, and then PCV, which is the death to all GDIs, but whatever. Alright, and then engine cover. Alright, so there we go. So park it on level ground after you drain the 4 quarts and you added the 4 quarts, park it on level ground. Loosen the little plastic bolt, let the little bit of excess drain out, or if you want to leave it a little bit excess, it's got a breather, so if it's got any excess, it's going to puke it out. So I haven't puked any out yet. And it was in the low 90s yesterday driving around, so I'm sure the training got some pretty good heat in it. So that's how you change transmission fluid. I'm probably going to drive like with this fluid for a couple of weeks, and then I'll probably do a drain and a fill again with some more, with another 4 quarts, because it just doesn't take 4 quarts, it takes more than that. But that way it'll dilute some of the old stuff with some of the new stuff, and then the dilution will go even further if I do it again. So it's called a drain and refill kind of setup. I did the same thing with my mother-in-law's CRV, but she had 9 quarts ready to go, so I did hers right away. Just drove around 15 minutes or so. But I'm going to let this go for probably a week or two, and then I'll get, I still have an extra quart of the valvoline Max Life automatic transmission fluid. So I just need to get 3 more. So thank you, and come back again, check out the other videos.